full of hate. He butthurts, cries, and a dark shadow falls over this troll. From the ashes of a once great fandom has risen a meme, an LOL that must be liked. We look to the airwaves for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the dark basement of the parents who created him. The battle between fan and Smark has begun. With a head on his shoulders stands the Smark fan, a speaker of truth, with a voice of silence, and a radio show of justice. This is Ring Rust.
And so that is the official kickoff for the review of this past weekend's WWE Money in the Bank on the WWE Network from the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Maybe I think I'm the only person who does that. But anyway. So R-Truth defeated King Barrett in the kickoff, the pre-show match. And yeah. So that's kind of what that song was commemorating, I guess. So, yeah. So the first official match from the pay-per-view saw Sheamus defeating Neville, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Kane, and Dolph Ziggler, with Lana in his corner, to win the Money in the Bank by snatching the Money in the Bank case, and he's now the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
And I quote...
Check out the TMZ of professional wrestling news. And I quote on Facebook. All the latest news with some attitude, new and classic wrestling videos, and so much more.
Can I have your attention, please? I just received an email from the Raw General Manager.
I guess we'll send that out to Perry Saturn, wherever he may be, hiding behind his face tattoo, I guess. This is Fanboy Mark Shabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 3.5 CHMR-FM. I guess I should be keeping up with who I predicted to win these matches. I did predict that R-Truth was going to beat King Barrett. If you'll listen back to last week's show, I had a great deal of fun postulating what he'd do, what sort of shenanigans he'd get up to. Though I did predict for the Money in the Bank match, I did predict Roman Reigns would win it because they do seem to want to be behind Roman Reigns and being the Money in the Bank winner, I guess. Well, I guess he doesn't need the Money in the Bank. He won the Royal Rumble, so he wouldn't need the Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank would be a bit of an extra insurance policy, I suppose, but if they're following their storylines, winning the Royal Rumble means he main events WrestleMania. So I did not successfully predict. I predicted Roman Reigns would win the Money in the Bank match, but ends up Sheamus won it. So anyway. So next up we have the Divas Championship match, which saw Nikki Bella defending her title against Paige. Now I did predict Paige was going to win it because, like I said at the time last week, I'm just going to say over and over again, Paige is going to win until eventually Paige wins. Mathematically speaking, Paige will win eventually. So if I keep saying Paige will win eventually, it's like all those TNA-ers out there who keep saying Impact Wrestling's going out of business, and they've been saying it for the past 13 years. So any day now, TNA is going out of business. Pardon me while I facepalm. Audibly, because it's radio. If I just facepalmed without the... Anyway. So, yeah. Again, I predicted Paige, so I'm not really upset. I'm not really upset that none of my, I wouldn't say none, but of the seven matches, I got 3 right. So I got less than half. I'm not upset. I enjoyed the show. Overall, it was a good show. I had a good feed on the WWE Network. There was a bit of a dropout during the Money in the Bank match, like for 5 or 10 seconds. That's all that really happened. As for technical difficulties, that's all that happened, like a 5 or 10 second dropout during the Money in the Bank match, and the rest was, best of my recollection, the rest was fine. But then again, it was rather late at night, and I do have such a comfortable bed And I may or may not have fallen asleep and had to rewatch the last half of the pay-per-view the following day. So.
Hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S, and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
So, back to the Money in the Bank live event. I don't think it was on pay-per-view, was it? For the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Next up, we saw The Big Show defeating Ryback by disqualification to not win the Intercontinental Championship, but, I predicted Ryback would win, so I predicted he'd retain, so I guess kind of half, maybe. Well, that would put me at 3.5, and I'd be right in the middle. So, sure, why not?
Join your host, Nami O'Hara, every Friday on CHMR 93.5 FM for the Japanese Music and Culture Show at 5 p.m. That's 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen online at www.chmr.ca.
死んでいた朝に弔いの雪が降る
Yes! Yes! Mind taking! Stick with the kid, baby!
Hey, this is Chris Jericho of Fozzy in the Steve East of Canada, and you're listening to 93.5 right here.
Ha ha ha! Cookies on Dowels.
Slamming wrestling news radio on its back since 2002. You're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR 93.5 FM.
Here comes the ass, and here comes the smasher, the demolition, walking disaster, pain and destruction, is all in the
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust on Everyone 5 CHMR-FM. So, next up from WWE Money in the Bank, we have John Cena defeating Kevin Owens in a champion versus champion match, even though it wasn't for either belt. But Kevin Owens wants the U.S. title now, so. Anyway, but John Cena defeated him rather soundly. I predicted John Cena would win this one. And, oh boy, did everybody think that Kevin Owens was buried. People who don't obviously understand the wrestling business all believed that he was buried after this. I don't know why, but they all believed he was buried. Because all it takes is losing one match and suddenly you're buried, I guess. The second either one of you steps inside of a wrestling ring for anything, even an autograph signing, to get some wrestler from the 80s or 90s or even the early 2000s to sign your picture and have a picture taken with them, that's going to be the closest you're going to come to actually performing in a wrestling ring. To get in that ring and actually get a picture taken with your favorite past superstar. So, yeah. Unless they offer like free quote-unquote training. They basically just teach you to tumble or something. I don't know. Some people just need to be angry at things. They just need to be angry for some reason. They need to I can't understand why someone would watch wrestling if so much of it makes them angry. Like, why do you watch it? 'Cause I'm a fan. Have you tried sounding like a fan? Shut up. I'll take that as a no then. So maybe you should take a little bit of a break from wrestling. Just come back in a month or so and see if you like what you see instead. And, well,
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. Now approaching the microphone, broadcasting at 93.5 FM. He is the reigning CHMR broadcast champion, fanboy Mark Jabroni.
Jeff Healey Band with Evil and Here to Stay. Did you listen to it? That's why I played it. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You're listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. Because I can't just imagine some outlaw kind of fella. He'd actually kind of had to almost literally be an outlaw. Like dressed like a cowboy outlaw kind of thing. Not like a Dean Ambrose sort of outlaw. He might work for a Dean Ambrose type of character, maybe. But, you know. It would end up being the coolest part of the character is the theme song. Better to go whole hog and actually, anyway, before I get too far off base. So next up, we have the tag team title match, which saw the primetime players taking on the New Day of Big E and Xavier Woods. Now I predicted that the New Day would retain their titles. And boy, was I happy to be wrong.
This is a great chance to talk Slam and Wrestling News Radio on Ring Rust, CHMR 93.5 FM.
It's Megamate. She's gone from suck to blow. What? You know. You're making me crazy, Kofi. You're making me crazy, Kofi. You're making me crazy, Kofi. You're making me crazy, Kofi.
You're listening to Wrestling Superstar, the Triple X Sex Express Sexy Eddie, and you're listening to Ring Rust, the one and only wrestling talk radio show.
This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So the last match we have for the Money to Bank pay-per-view / live event, whatever, from Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, saw Seth Rollins defeating Dean Ambrose in a ladder match to regain, sort of whatever, his title. And yeah, I predicted it that way.
CHMR 93.5 FM. You're listening to Ring Rust, Atlantic Canada's only source of wrestling news radio.
What would you do if it all ended tomorrow? Time running out, ain't no more you can borrow. So many paths, which one you gonna follow? What would you do if it all ended tomorrow?
The pile driver!
Someone should stop the damn match!
But Lauren Green, back in the 60s, did a song called Ringo. And he did pretty much the same thing, just spoke the lyrics, and I don't know. Not nearly as many dramatic pauses, I suppose, but then again, it's William Shatner. This is Fanboy Mark Jabroni. You are listening to Ring Rust on 93.5 CHMR-FM. So, that's it for, well, really got time enough for one more story. So I'll just take something here from more or less the top of the Ring Rust page. A wrestling fan out there would have no hesitation in admitting that professional wrestling is scripted. However, if you tag all the sacrifices that wrestlers make as fake, then you are just asking for an all-out war. Even though all the aspects of programming is scripted, there will always be a chance of slips here and there. Some might end up being just a silly joke, while others expose how dangerous the business could be. But no matter which category the moment belongs to, they are always memorable. Over the years, a lot of such moments have transpired in the squared circle, and here's a look at some of the most shocking ones to make your heart skip a beat. And this is, of course, top 10 most shocking unscripted moments in WWE history. And I'm going to skip to my favorite one. Number 8, Mickie James takes a trip back to the Attitude Era. There was a lot of sexual content in the WWE back in the Attitude Era, but no one expected to see the envelope being pushed at WrestleMania 22. Mickie James and Trish Stratus were having a high-profile feud, which culminated at the pay-per-view, and Mickie had a wicked plan in her mind. She was playing the stalker character, and during the match, Mickie grabbed Trish's crotch. Yeah, we'll go with grabbed. She used a finger, and she quote-unquote grabbed. If that wasn't enough, Mickie then went on to lick her fingers. It was highly sexual, and Vince McMahon was instantly furious. Yeah, I'm sure he was furious. WWE erased a moment from every possible source, just like they erased Chris Benoit, but thanks to YouTube, you still have access to the unscripted moment, and you can have a look at the video right there on this page. You can go to the Ring Rust Facebook page. You can see 10 most shocking unscripted moments in WWE history, and that one will be one of them.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni, and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
Is your patience wearing thin with a suit of armor that has become my second skin? Is your desire stronger than my fear? Enter this fortress, my brain. Everything is here for you.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.